All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the team call. Today is Tuesday, October 13th. And today, Emma and I are excited to chat with you guys about success partners, something that is really has been really helpful and beneficial to both of us in our businesses. And I know that a lot of you guys have questions about what is a success partner? How do you find one? Why do I even need one in my business? So we're going to go over all of that stuff with you guys tonight and help you in kind of figuring out, who the best success partner would be for you so that you guys can have that extra support and accountability, not just with your health and fitness journey, but also in your business as well. So just to start off, Emma and I wanted to kind of explain what a success partner really is. So just like we run challenge groups for health and fitness, right? So that you have support and accountability, like I said, in your health and fitness journey. A success partner is really like your support and accountability for your business. So it's really like an accountability partner, somebody that's there to help push you, help keep you on track with whatever goals you may have in your business. For Emma and I, we really, utilize each other to bounce ideas off of each other, not just hold each other accountable, but that has been, one of the major things about us being success partners that has helped us is just being able to, use each other's resources and keep each other on track. It's really made a huge difference for us in our businesses. I know for me. So Emma and I actually joined up as success partners. When was it, would you say? Like last year, I was an emerald coach, and Emma, I think, was a brand new diamond.
I think it was like March of last year.
Yeah, I think so too. It was like really, really early on in my business. I know I hadn't hit diamond yet. And really, I think that the biggest thing when it comes to success partners, like I said, is finding somebody that you click with and finding somebody that has similar goals as you. So Emma always likes to say that she felt like she was asking me out when she reached out to me about being my success partner. Emma, do you want to explain that?
So Alexa and I met at a wine and paint night, and she wasn't really working her business, and we kind of just became friends. And then when she started really actually working her business, it was like end of December, beginning of January. We started to talk more, and then the more she started just taking off with her business, I was like, well, shoot, we're already like success partners. Do you want to be my official success partner? And it was kind of scary because I never knew if I'd ever find one. I kind of, we'll talk about more, but I kind of dated around is kind of what I like to call it. But Alexa and I just clicked, and so I always joke around that I asked her out to be my success partner. But it's been so cool because, like she said, we've just really helped each other stay accountable. And we both have different strengths and weaknesses. So how do you find a success partner?
Yep. So I think that one of the most important things that we should remember when looking for success partners is finding somebody who has similar goals as you, like I said. So I think that is like the biggest thing that you should look for when searching for a success partner. Somebody who's heading the same direction as you, who is shooting for similar goals. Doesn't have to be the exact same goal, but at least having that goal in common, because if you guys are both going the same direction, if one of you is like falling off or somebody needs a little bit of support or something like that, having the other person there to continue to help push you towards that goal is so incredibly beneficial in your business, you guys. That's why I think having a success partner is so important, because you need support and accountability in more than just your health and fitness journey. I think that having support and accountability in your business is really important too. So first and foremost, find somebody who has similar goals as you. And so for Emma and I, when we first connected as success partners, we were both working to quit our full-time jobs. Emma was a nanny. She was also in school, I think, at that time. And at the same time, like, she was a single mom. She had Bentley while Eric was in school. So she was busy bee and was working to quit her full-time job so that she could be at home and be able to work with Bentley from home and not have to be so busy and crazy and all over the place with her life, right? And even though I don't have kids and I wasn't in school and all that, I was also working towards quitting my job because I hated my job. I wanted to get out of my corporate corporate job that I was hating. So we had that similarity and we had that thing in common. We were both going the same direction. We both wanted to quit our jobs. And I think that that was probably the biggest thing, was finding somebody that has a similar goal, because like I said, it's really easy to run together when you have somebody and you're going in the same place, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing that I think you should really talk to your potential success partners about, or look for when searching for a success partner, somebody who has similar goals as you. And another thing that we kind of wanted to touch on is having similar lifestyle. So again, let me touch on the thing when it comes to being a mom and having kids. Emma's a mom, obviously, and I'm not yet. But what I think that worked for us is that, even though our lifestyles are kind of different, we still are really similar in a lot of other areas of our life. So yeah, like her having Bentley is really like the biggest difference between us. But we both, we're newly married. She got married about a year before me. So we were both, newlyweds. We both have very similar husbands. So for us, like, we could relate and talk to each other and connect on that level. And just finding somebody that has just similar lifestyle, I think, is really important. So if you are a mom, it might be beneficial for you to find somebody who's also a mom, but I don't think that that's necessary if you click in other areas, if that makes sense. Do you want to add on to that, Emma?
Yeah, and like, I think too, like, it really helps that we have different strengths and weaknesses also. So like, Alexa's really good and has a really good follow-up system down, where I follow up, but I don't have a good system. So her doing that really keeps me on track as well. So it's like, oh, I know Alexa did probably 100 follow-ups today. I need to sit down and do follow-ups, and it also, like she said, like, we have very similar husbands, and so we can relate in that way. So it's been nice too, because not only have we supported each other on just our health and fitness journey, but we've also supported each other in times that are hard in our relationships and stuff like that, and which can be hard on your business at some points, because, when you're fighting with your significant other or whatever, you can't really focus. So it's just nice to have someone who you trust, who nothing's going to leave their mouth, and you can just really be open and be yourself, and just have that person as like your best friend, like, more so than that. It's been like, we've just grown together, really. And I think it's really beneficial, though, that we have different strengths and weaknesses, so that we can work together and we can delegate and do other things that maybe, we can do better than the other person. Mm-hmm. So I think that's been really, really beneficial too. And it's okay to, like I said, date around, test the waters, have some Zoom calls with some different people, try it out, because it's kind of like we said, it's kind of like dating, so you're going to have to kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and that's okay. So yeah. Also, okay, so should we talk about how do you find one?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay, so one thing that we wanted to talk about was like different pages. So there's so many different pages, I think, that we were talking about, but someone came and asked me kind of how Alexa and I found each other. And like I said, we met through like Lauren, because we got together before. She was in more her business. But I think a great way is the team pages, but not a different team page. So Alexa and I were kind of talking about maybe starting a thread in our team page, so you guys could talk, or we could kind of figure out who would want, a help or want a success partner. But you don't necessarily want it to be someone in your downline and, or your coach. So you don't want to have your coach as your success partner, because like we said, you want to be talking and having someone who has the same goals as you. And most likely your coach probably doesn't have the same goals as you. Like, let's just be honest. I mean, probably down the road, yes. But where you are at your business now, you want to connect with someone. And just honestly, you don't want to have someone who, not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing, but Alexa and I are genuinely happy for each other and we don't benefit each other in any way. We're nowhere associated in the downline. I'm not saying your coach isn't happy for you, but I just hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It's just, it's just better overall and better for your guys' relationships with the people who actually matter in your life, if it's not in that situation. A good example too is getting to events. Tristan and Sam Boss, for example, they met, they're on the team, and they met at the Team Triceps retreat in Wisconsin earlier this year. So Sam is in Team Triceps, and she's a coach over there somewhere. I don't really know where, like where she's connected. And Tristan is over in Team Empower. So, they really are not associated in any way, but they just vibe. I don't know if you probably don't know. I don't know if you know them. But if you do know them, you know that they just click, and they are an awesome example for a success partner as well. Yep. Alexa, did you want to?
Yeah. So yeah, just to kind of add on to that, you guys, like, I love how you said that, finding somebody that you vibe with. Like, I mean, I don't really know how else to like better say that, but I think that that's so important. Just finding somebody who, that you click with, you know what I mean? There's good energy there. You guys, are friends. You can talk about things outside of beachbodying your business. You know what I mean? I think that that is really important. And just like she said, like getting outside of our team, I'm not saying that you can't find a success partner within, each of our teams, but it's totally okay. And I think sometimes it can be beneficial and even better for you if you get outside of our team, and find the success partner from somebody else outside of our, immediate team, because they have a different perspective. Each team kind of does things a little bit different, right? So by connecting with somebody outside of our team, you're able to get just a whole new perspective on things, and, just like different ideas, different processes, all that kind of stuff. And just like Emma said, connecting with people at events is such a great way to do this, you guys. So what event do we have coming up here in the next week? Super Saturday. Ooh. You guys should all make sure that you're getting Super Saturday. But, who knows, you guys, maybe the person that you're sitting next to at Super Saturday is another coach who's also working on similar goals as you. And they may be somebody who's in Lindsay Matway's downline. I don't know. You know what I mean? You could totally connect with that person and be like, hey, let's be Facebook friends. And you guys can chat and see if you vibe or whatever. But you guys, networking and connecting with people at events, I think, is so incredibly important. Tristan and Sam are just an awesome example of how a great success partnership came together at an event. And some other great examples, Emma and I have met so many great other coaches outside of our team at events. And it's great because as you guys continue to grow your businesses and start to go to more and more events, you're going to start to see the same faces over and over. And you're going to see those people and be like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you since Nashville last year. Now we're in Cancun. Like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So you can meet people at events, network, and I think that that's beneficial for you to get outside of our team. Not saying that it's necessarily like required to get outside of our team, but don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to network and talk to the person sitting next to you at Super Saturday this weekend, because you never know the type of relationships that you can build at those events, you guys. Okay. So let's see. Oh, and also just to kind of like touch on, having a success partner that's not in your downline. Cause I feel like I've seen that a lot where like a coach will choose one of their coaches to be their success partner. But just like Emma said, I think that it's so like, of course, you want to be, a success partner kind of and help your team however you can. But I think that connecting with somebody, just like Emma said, that isn't going to benefit whatsoever from them doing well in your downline, if that makes sense, is really important. So like Emma was saying, if one of us were in each other's downline, of course it would be great for me if Emma was in my downline for her to do really well, because that means more volume for me, right? Not saying that I would ever think that or want that. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's no, there's none of that there. Like we literally are genuinely 100% happy for each other's success. We don't affect each other. So there's no like hidden agenda or anything for us wanting to be successful, or wanting to help push the other person. So I hope that makes sense. I just kind of wanted to like touch on that a little bit more. But yeah, you guys, like where to look for success partners. Like Emma said, look in your team page that you're in right now. If you aren't in, whatever your upline bigger team page is, make sure that you join your upline team page, and you might find somebody from the bigger team pages that's outside of our direct smaller teams. So for example, Emma has Team Let Your Light Shine. I have Team Fire Away. But we're both under the Team Fit Revolution umbrella, and even bigger than that is the Team Triceps umbrella. So are you in those bigger team pages? Maybe you should request to join them and see if there's somebody in those bigger team pages that you could connect with outside of our smaller teams. Does that make sense? So that's another idea for you guys in looking for success partners, and also events too.
Another thing too, touching on like going to events and networking and talking to people, mastermind groups. So this is a great tool that Beachbody offers us when you become a Star Diamond. So if you're new and you're like, I have no idea what a Star Diamond is, don't worry, you'll figure it out and we'll help you with that. But what these have been really awesome for is because every Tuesday, someone else in the mastermind is giving a call on some topic that they have a strength in. And it's just so cool to get other perspectives because like we're talking about, sometimes it's hard for us to find other people in this network if you can't make it to events or whatever it is. And so it's really cool that Beachbody, has these resources for us. When you get to be a Star Diamond and you get to be put into one of these mastermind groups, you'll really start to be able to connect more with other people as well, and other, downlines and stuff like that. And Alexa and I have met a lot of great people from there as well. So, there's so many things out there to help you find a success partner. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea where to start, just know that, maybe think, is there already someone that you talk to daily that, you already are helping, together, or already have, you can think of someone who has the same goals as you off the top of your head. And, maybe you've never really thought about them being a success partner, but now after this call, you're like, oh, we kind of already do that. So maybe, we could work well together and we could officially be success partners. I know also at the beginning, Alexa and I had weekly calls to really help keep each other accountable. And now we talk like every day, and I text her like, keep me accountable for this. I'm doing this today. But another awesome, thing for help, if you're busier and you have a full-time job, because now Alexa and I work from home, so we are a lot more flexible. But when we first started, we needed to have a set time of when worked for us, and when we could really get together for that week and be like, okay, this is what we're working on for the week. Let's keep each other accountable. So that's another important thing when you have that, so that you really are keeping each other accountable and it's not just like all up in the air.
Yes. Love that. And, one thing just to kind of go off what you were saying about how we had our weekly calls, two of my coaches, Marissa and Lisa, I don't know if they're on the call right now, but they're success partners. And Lisa actually just told me how they would touch base, send each other a message every night and send 3 things that they plan to work on in their business tomorrow. And they're going to touch base the next night and see how they did with yesterday's 3 things. And I loved that. I love that idea. Just like shoot a message every night before you go to bed and say, all right, I am going to work to, make sure that I join 3 Facebook groups related to my interests tomorrow. I'm going to follow up with 10 people, and I am going to make sure that I invite at least 3 people to my challenge group or something like that. And then the next day you can check in and be like, all right, I joined 6 groups. I got my follow-ups done, whatever it is. So I think that making sure that you're touching base with your success partner is also really important. Like Emma said, like every Thursday morning was when we would have our weekly calls. We would talk about our goals. We would talk about what we want to achieve in the next week. And I really think that having those calls is so helpful. Because being able to hold yourself accountable, you guys, like just like your health and fitness journey, your business is the same way. Like just because it's your business and it's a different thing doesn't mean you don't need accountability. Doesn't mean you don't need support. So that's why I think having a success partner is so incredibly important.
And I want to say, touching off of that too, what you were just saying, you're never too far ahead in this business to have a success partner. There's so many top 10 coaches that have success partners. It's just so common in this business to really find someone to push with. So I don't want you to ever think that, if you're, farther ahead or whatever, it's still really beneficial to have a success partner no matter where you are in this business. And, when, like sometimes, like we were talking about how we find other people, sometimes we talk to other people for certain goals that we're pushing for, but we still have, our main success partner. So don't think that just because you have a success partner doesn't mean you can't go talk to other people, you can't go collaborate, because in the end, you can come back and be like, oh my gosh, I learned this really awesome, like Alexa and I do this all the time. I learned this really awesome tip from this person who was talking about this, da, 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 da. What do you think? Or how can we incorporate that with our team and stuff like that? So it's just really beneficial for all around to just, and there you go. If I didn't have Alexa when I heard tips like this, I wouldn't have anyone to really talk to about it and be like, what do you think? Like, what are your opinions about it? Or what do you think about this? So all around it's just beneficial in every single way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just to kind of like wrap up, you guys, before we like open it up for questions, just like Emma said, I think that the best thing about having a success partner is finding somebody that balances you out, because, we're just like Emma said, we're never too far along. We're never perfect. None of us are ever going to be like 100% the best coaches ever. We are always going to be working and improving. And there's always things that we can be, skills and strengths and things that we could be working on with ourselves. I don't know if you guys have seen lately our like explosion of talking about the animal personalities. I don't know if anybody like is on Josh Coates' call or has seen his video about the different personality types. If not, we can share the link to the video. But when I watched that video, it really spoke to me about how important I think that having a success partner in your business is, because, for example, myself, I am a rhino in my business. So rhinos are like full speed ahead, get out of my way, I'm pushing for big goals and I'm going for it. But at the same time, a lot of times for me, it's really hard for me to have that emotional connection or to ask for help and delegate things, because I am a rhino and I just like to do everything myself and I don't like to ask for help. And communicating, like that's something that I struggle with as a rhino, because I'm like, well, I understand rhinos, but for me to like understand other personality types and communicate, it's been more of a journey for me to balance that out. Whereas Emma, I feel like, is really good about that kind of stuff. Like she's really great about connecting. She's, you're kind of like a little chameleon. You have a bunch of different personality types, but Emma's not 100% rhino like me. And that is a great thing, because she really makes up for the things that I lack in. And I can take a lot from her, and she can take a lot from me. And we just balance each other out. So I don't know if you guys, again, you don't have to not have a personality type that's very similar to you. I think it's important to make sure you mesh. But like Emma said, finding somebody that has different strengths from you is going to be really important, because you guys can fill those gaps for each other. You guys can balance each other out. And I think that is when you find somebody who you mesh with and helps balance you out, and it has those different strengths and weaknesses, I think that's when a really great success partnership comes together and forms. And I think that's why Emma and I have worked so well together over the last year and a half. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there anything else, Emma, that you wanted to touch on? I think that was the gist of it. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type below in the chat box. But were you going to say something, Emma? Sorry.
No. I love how you brought up the rhino and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like all about those personality types. I've learned so much about myself and so much about my team by incorporating those and seeing it. And I think that like that's just a really great example. Just having different personalities, balancing out, my strengths are different from your strengths, and that makes just a great whole and a great partnership. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
Any questions, you guys? Any questions about success partners or anything like that? No questions. If not, I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you to everybody that watched the recording. I hope this was beneficial, and I hope that you get out there and get a success partner if you don't have one.